Hello, people. Today I'm doing a review of the new Kingsman film, The King's Man. This is the third film directed by Matthew Vaughn in the Kingsman universe, I guess, now. And I avoided this one mostly because I cannot really say I was excited for this. I was very conflicted about the idea of this movie. I didn't think Matthew Vaughn's style would really mesh well with a World War I time period. But it's on HBO Max now, so I figured I'd check it out. And I was kind of right because I didn't care for this movie and it was kind of everything I feared. It was a totally inconsistent mess of a script. It was a bunch of ideas thrown into one movie, overlong, characters I didn't like, and last second just trying to be a Kingsman prequel. It didn't try to be a Kingsman prequel as hard as it tried to actually be its own story, which I do respect. It's just its own story. I just didn't care because it's so all over the place. With too many characters and a post-credit scene that I'm sure you've seen by now, which is just kind of a meme. Yeah, the movie, like, with its tones is, like, so all over the place. Like, one scene we have, like, a scene that's supposed to be, like, spy, but comedy, like a spy comedy, and then like, 15 minutes later, we're getting, like, one of, like, a very dramatic, like, 1917 look-alike war movie. It's, like, so many ideas it's, like, Matthew Vaughn has so many ideas for a World War I movie, he just made it all into a Kingsman movie. That's what it felt like to me, because, I don't know, the cast here didn't do anything for me. I think for the first about half of the movie, I thought they had this really, like, strong father-son dynamic going, but then they kind of abandoned that towards the second half, and you'll know what I mean by that. But it's so, character motivations are a little by the number. Action sequences aren't Matthew Vaughn's best, like, nothing in this movie really beats anything in the first two, except for maybe the sequence everyone's been talking about, with the knife fight, and, like, they had to, like, keep it quiet. Well, like, the trench scene, I guess people's been calling. Or No Man's Land scene. That was really cool. That was really well done. The only, like, really well done scene, I guess, like, each movie has a scene. The first Kingsman is it's the church scene. The second Kingsman, for me, it's the scene where they just, like, where, Taron Egerton and the other guy is just, like, wreaking havoc at the end of the third act. And then, this movie, I guess it's No Man's Land, but overall, I'm just expressively disappointed because, you could have got it right. It's just Matthew Vaughn's style and tone just does not match what I think his ideas were for this plot. And I'm disappointed. Could have been about 30 minutes shorter. Honestly, I don't think this movie should have been made. I don't think Matthew Vaughn should have done this. I don't think it moved the franchise forward in a really intriguing way. It didn't do anything for me as a Kingsman fan. It just didn't do it for me, and I'm really sad to say that. Like, it has some really shining moments, but they're too far in between of just moments that just felt dull and useless and all over the place. It's a mess to me. And I'm going to give it a very generous 4.6 out of 10 just because the trench sequence, the No Man's Land sequence was cool, and the actors were maybe trying. But yeah, like, it sounded like a terribly made movie. It's just on paper, I thought it was a big mess. So yeah. Anyways, that is my review. Did I score it already? Yes, I did score it. It's late. I'm tired. That's my review. So yeah. Anyways, like, share, subscribe, and stuff like that. And adios.